Hello, it's the master of me, Joseph Brown, coming to you again with another amazing video and a great update. The first thing I want to let everybody know is that my journey to 40 days has come to a halt at day 25. And I just want to say it's not because I could not continue to go on my fast without eating food. It's just that right now my financial obligations require that I work to help support my family. And right now, I just want to say thank you to my family members that have been very supportive of me during this time, which has allowed me not to work during this first 20 something days of my fast. But now I'm just at a point where I need to be working. So right now, we're going to have some cocoa with Joe. I'm share with you with what I'm having. Some almond milk here, some cacao powder, some Simply Organic cinnamon, and just a hint of organic blue guave. And as we sit here and have our cup of cocoa with Joe, I want to be the first one to tell you that fasting with herbs is probably the biggest accomplishment that I've ever embarked on in my life, this journey. And I've enjoyed every single day of my journey. I want to let you know that. After initially going the first 2 or 3 days on this journey, I'm going to tell you that's the hardest for anyone, to make it past the initial cravings to eat food. And once you make it to the third day, it kind of gets a little bit easier. But when you make it to the fourth day, from there on, your energy starts to increase. The desire to eat slowly goes away. You don't have those stomach pains in your stomach telling you, say, hey, I'm hungry, I need food. After the fourth day, all of that noise quiets down and everything subsides. And from that day forth, I just noticed myself personally starting to gain more and more energy from the fourth day on. And throughout that first week, I learned that I needed to take in more water. And when I say water, all water is not created the same. It's not treated equally. Distilled water, to be precise. And I will tell you more about the distilled water that I used and how I treated that water as my fast progressed. I started becoming more creative. I started to cook more. Not saying that I was cooking healthy foods, but I still have family members who eat meat and who eat a so-called standard American diet. So they had purchased a bunch of food. It was in the house. I've been cooking since I was a kid. I'm 46 years old. I love to cook. So therefore, I embarked on cooking some of those dishes to not just to be creative, but to give me something to do with all of this extra added energy and creativity that I had. So first, I want to let you know that after the first week, I'll say after the 6th day, that was the last time I actually took a poop. And by the 7th day, what happens is your digestive system recognizes that you're not putting food in your mouth. So it stops shooting acid into your digestive system, to break down food because there's no food coming in. So it takes roughly 7 days for your system to receive that information and accept that as, I would say, it just comes to the knowledge of accepting the fact that there's no food coming in. Your body does. And it starts to make the necessary adjustments. The main adjustment is to shut your digestive system completely down and stop using energy to digest and break down food. Once that happens, you get a dramatic increase, or what's that happened for me, I got a dramatic increase in energy. So every day I had to come up with a new routine, something to do to direct and channel that energy, and not only direct and channel that energy, but to ground that energy and to maintain that energy, and also to direct that energy into certain avenues and certain paths so that I can maintain the activities that I started to increase in as my energy kept on rising higher and higher. Another thing I noticed during that time, as my energy was increasing with my thoughts, I had to be very, very careful with my thoughts, the things that I was thinking, because every time I would think of something or talk about something, it would happen. And I'm learning that that had a lot to do with my electromagnetic field increasing, which basically made it a lot easier for me to attract the things that I wanted. But I got to the point where I saw that energy taking over in ways that I was not proud of. One example is I made mention to someone that I wanted a vaporizer. So I had to be very careful because I did receive that vaporizer. But in the meantime, I'm pretty sure there was certain discounts and things of that nature that was applied to that. And it wasn't ethically done, I would say, to the point where I can't bite my tongue, stealing was involved, okay, and incorporated. And once I learned that, I had to make a disclaimer on Facebook to let people know I appreciate the help. The help is much appreciated and needed, but I do not want people to go out and break the law or commit crimes or to do anything that is immoral or unethical to obtain certain things just so that they could help me out and to provide things for me. I would rather go without. I would rather find another way to manifest and to receive things that I wanted, not because they're not things that I couldn't live without. Okay, I'll say it that way. These are just creature comforts, things that as a human that, we get within ourselves or outside of ourselves, I should say. And we want things outside of us that we don't need to maintain our life and to stay alive. But I don't want to dwell too much on that. I want to get more into the benefits of the fast, besides being able to manifest things by thinking it and speaking it. I also was able to learn that there are certain attitudes that you have to live with, and you have to actually get rid of certain thoughts and ways of thinking to maintain yourself during this fast. You have to come up with a daily routine, preferably starting out with a morning routine and an evening routine to close out your day. So I want to say I first learned that I had to get close to the earth, get close to the ground, whether that be bowing, get down on my knees and bowing down to the earth, placing my head on the ground and my hands connecting with the earth also. And I learned in doing that, when there was times where my energy would dip and start to get low, all I had to do was dip and get low, get close to the ground, whether that be in a seated position with my legs crossed, or like I said, down on my knees, bowing, praying in a praying posture. And I could get up 30, 45 seconds later and be totally renewed in energy and totally charged up. And if I didn't get up, I'll say slowly versus just standing up and jumping right up, I would have a surge in energy where it would almost feel like I was intoxicated or high momentarily when I stood up, because all of that energy would just rush to my brain or something. And I would almost literally be ready to pass out, or man, just feel like I just got high, I just smoked a blunt or something of that effect. And I can say it felt good to have that burst of energy, especially when I was doing a lot of activities, like started going to the gym after the second week of my fast, because I got tired of cooking for that first week. I wasn't tired of it. It was just that my energy was so high, I had to take it outside of the house. But that first week I stayed in the house. I barely drank water. I barely ate. I wasn't taking herbs or anything during that first week. And I started cramping in my legs and in my wrist and my arms because I wasn't drinking enough water. Some of those days I was drinking less than a half a gallon of water. There's even a day where I had maybe 16 ounces of water throughout the entire day. Thank God the universe was right there with me. When I posted my progress on Facebook to let people know what I was experiencing, I started getting an influx of people's comments saying drink more water. Not only that, I listened to a lot of doctor. Right now, I just had just a brain fart because I don't want to mess this guy's name up. I mean, he is so incredible. And I just had started getting videos sent from this doctor. Matter of fact, I'm going to look him up real quick on my phone, and I'll let you know exactly what his name is. You have to bear with me for a second here, please. Dr. Morse, like Morse code. And it's amazing how I came into the knowledge of Dr. Morse, who's an incredible doctor, who's been out here healing people for the last 50 years of all diseases, using 100% fruit diet. And I've been watching a lot of his videos, and not only myself, but a lot of his other followers were waiting for his next video to surface. And it just so happened to come during this time when I needed more water to be added to my diet. So that's why I say I was getting guidance from the universe, because Before I posted that video and started receiving comments from people from Facebook, Dr. Morse did a video, which he hadn't did in a long time, talking about spirituality and drinking water. Right then, that was my confirmation from the universe that I needed to increase my water intake. Not only that, when I started to receive a lot of comments from Facebook, in addition to hearing listening to Dr. Morris's video on spirituality and drinking water. So that was confirmation again for me to increase my water intake. As I started to increase my water intake, my cramps in my back and in my arms and everything started to subside. And each day from there forward, my energy started to rapidly increase, and I had to start finding other activities to fulfill my time, to fill that void. So I started going to the gym, started playing basketball, started to do a little bit more yoga, and then I started to incorporate a little bit of weights and weight training in there also, just to test my strength and to see if I was losing strength or gaining strength during that time. My energy was so high that my strength was getting stronger, or some kind of way it was increasing, because I was able to start getting down on my 3 fingers and start doing push-ups on 3 fingers. Tried to do it on 2, fell flat on my face. Of course, I seen the master Bruce Lee doing it on 2 fingers, but on just 1 hand. So I figured if this guy can do it on 1 hand, with 1 hand behind his back on 2 fingers, I can at least do it on 4 fingers. That I proved to myself that to be a failure at that right now at this point, it's not something that I can do, but it's something that I will continue to attempt and continue to try to do until I am successful, and I will make that video when I do complete that. Also, I was doing handstands every day to increase my strength in my shoulders, in my neck and my shoulders. Over the last 20 years, I've had lots of inflammation and swelling and pain. Doctor said I had arthritis on the left side of my neck, and he wanted to go in there and do surgery on me. He wanted to cut that out. And he said it would grow, the nerve would grow back. He wanted to cut the nerve out, said the nerve would grow back in like 13 months or something insane. And then he wanted to give me shots between my 2nd and 3rd vertebrae, a steroid injection or something to that nature. And also, I had a pinched nerve in the right side of my neck, which was causing me extreme pain for over the course of 15 to 20 years. A lot of swelling, a lot of inflammation. I can remember in the beginning, the pain started in my wrist, developed carpal tunnel in both my wrists. Eventually, it progressed to my elbows. So I started to get inflammation and swelling in my elbows. So I would say that would be tendonitis in the elbow, so carpal tunnel in the wrist, tendonitis in my elbows, and then also I had shooting pains that would go down from my neck, down my shoulder after a while, and it would shoot all the way down my arm. My arm would be numb and in intense pain. It felt like sharp pins and needles stabbing and shooting down, just like down my arm. After a number of months and years in the beginning, the pain started to alternate from the right shoulder and neck. I would say more so in the backbone the pain was centrally located, but then it would shoot from the right side to the left side and alternate backwards and forwards. And sometimes both sides would be in extreme pain and swollen and inflamed. So part of this journey on the fast was to heal, to detox my body, to understand that I didn't need, I'm only going to use myself as an example. I didn't need food, and that I could sustain myself and endure and last for 40 days and 40 nights without eating any food. What I did do after the second week, I added sea moss, Irish sea moss to my diet. And yes, I do make that myself. I buy it raw and then I make the gel. And I was taking a tablespoon of Irish sea moss per day. Also, I was buying a lot of moringa. I got a cabinet full. Moringa drumstick leaves. So I would take a tablespoon of that also in the morning. And then I started to implement a half a teaspoon of ashwagandha powder for mental focus and clarity. And also a half a teaspoon of licorice root to support my nervous system. And I would like to say that each and every one of those herbs that I mentioned, they all foot the bill. They all did what they were supposed to do. My mental focus and clarity shot through the roof. My nervous system was definitely supported in the fact that my mind chatter stopped. Every now and then I had to just correct my thoughts and just say, hey, we don't want to have toxic thoughts. We don't want to have negative thoughts. We don't want to draw any kind of thoughts that can draw more toxic situations or anything of that nature. So you have to detox your thoughts also, is what I learned. And ashwagandha and licorice root, I would say, was played a very big part in helping me to maintain that focus. And not only that, to become more joyful every single day. And that was a barometer that I used to measure my progress on how well I was doing, because my attitude increased every day from one of negativity, one of toxicity, to more of a positive attitude. Woke up every day. From the first day I started my 25-day adventure, playing a song to start my day off. My theme song was I'm So Excited by the Pointer Sisters. That first week I was waking up at 4:30 a.m., 5:30 a.m., running through the house, doing handstands, headstands, singing, dancing, which I'm not the greatest dancer, and I'm not afraid to admit that. I do need some lessons. Hint, hint, clue, clue. Anybody sees this video, wants to take me for a spin and teach me how to dance, I'd love to embark on that journey also. And I say that to say that it was just so amazing to wake up every day, play that song, and to not only play the song, but to feel that energy and feel the power of that energy, and to just wake up with an attitude of gratitude every single day, being thankful just to be alive and being joyful for just being alive. Didn't have any other reason to be joyful other than I woke up. I felt amazing, even dealing with some of the inflammation and swelling that my body still has, even though it's been cut down a whole lot from years ago where I used to wake up every single day in so much pain that I had to take about 3,000 to 5,000 milligrams of ibuprofen just to start my day off, to be able to bend down and touch my knees some days, or just to being able to move, period. For a number of years, my neck was so swollen and inflamed, it was hard after a while to even turn from the left or turn to the right, move my neck backwards and forwards. I mean, I was in a world of pain, a world of trouble, where I got to the point where every day 5,000 to 8,000 milligrams of pain pills was the normal. And of course, I couldn't keep that up for years and years. You know, I was doing it for a while, but I couldn't keep that up. Self-medication, a lot of times drinking, smoking marijuana, just to alleviate some of the pain or forget about it or try not to think about it. But that didn't make it go away. Nor did going to hospitals to see doctors and emergency room visits and any of that stuff. None of it ever helped me to get well, to get better. And then not only that, my faith, as far as being brought up as a Christian and going to church and just going to pastors and just different churches and having people lay hands on me and try to pray for me to receive healing. None of that stuff was effective. So it just so happens that for me to get on this journey, I ran into a holistic medicine doctor by the name of Dr. Sebi back in 2016. And unfortunately, months later, he died in Honduras in custody of the police during that time. Said he had pneumonia, and they rushed him to the hospital. And on the way to the hospital, he died of pneumonia, which is very ironic. The doctor that healed all people of all diseases and has been doing that since 1985 or sooner. It was then around 1985 where he placed the ad in the newspaper. That's a whole nother topic, a whole nother conversation. But it was in meeting Dr. Sebi and learning about his death, which brought me back to discover a lot of his information that he had posted online, which is hard to find now. I don't know if they took a lot of his videos down or censored them. But I'm here to say that he lives on through me, Dr. Ibest. That is the name that I have currently ascribed to myself, which is Sebi spelled backwards, I-B-E-S, Dr. Ibest. I don't know if anyone else has taken to that name or ascribed that name to themselves, but if no one has, I'm here to let you know and to let the world know that I have, that I am Dr. Ibest, and that I'm here to let you know and to dispel all the rumors and to let you know that there's many pathways to healing. Fasting is one. Fasting with herbs is another one. Fasting with urine is another one. Drinking your urine every day is another way to heal your own body, your own nervous system, your own nerve damage. Your urine has stem cells in it, and it is also medicine. So there was a few days in there where I incorporated urine therapy, as far as taking baths in my urine and drinking my urine, to also help to sustain me and to maintain me on some of those days. That's something that I want to embark on, where I can do a video about nothing but just urine therapy in itself, because it is a practice that is well practiced around the world in Eastern medicine and in other cultures that understand the powers of the pea and the medicines in the pea. So, without getting too much into that and getting away from my fast and talking about the fast and the benefits of the fast, each day I'm gonna need to take one break for a second, take a moment here. I'll be right back. Hey, y'all, it's loud. I'm making the video. Y'all messed up my flow. Excuse me for that interruption, but I really now want to just take a moment to play a little bit of classical music or a jazz instrumental or something of that effect to just kind of relax a little bit more. And I just want to thank everybody that's watching these videos, that's been following my journey, and that support me throughout the way. And I just want to just say thank you. I really appreciate everybody for watching these videos, because I'm not just doing this for my own healing. I'm also doing this so that everybody else can see that they can get their own healing also, and dispel some of the myths that you can only go for so long without eating food, that you're going to get sick, that you're going to starve to death, or that you're going to die, or any of that crap, which is all nonsense. In my studies and in learning about fasting, as long as a person has at least 2% body fat, they can live for at least 60 days and fast without food on just 2% body fat. And I know that most of us have at least 20 to 30% body fat, especially in the dairy state where I'm from in Wisconsin. We have a lot of what I call cows here, and I'm not talking about the animals. That's another story. Everything is diet. Diet and ingestion comes from more than just what you put in your mouth. So I just want to say, most of us, we dig graves one spoonful at a time. We make ourselves sick by the food that we eat. Food can be medicine to your body, or it can be poison to your body. And no food at all, from what I found out, can be a great benefit to the body, because it allows the body to clean up from all of its stored fat cells and live off of those stored up energies within the body. Also, there is food that hasn't been digested over periods of time that sit in your intestines, and after a while it gets stuck in there and kind of caked up in there and blocks up your energies. And once you go on a fast, your body goes in there and it starts to eat that crap up. And I'm gonna go back to the first time I embarked on a 10-day fast, which was 4 years ago when I first started on this journey to wellness. And during those 10 days, I just drank distilled water the entire time. And I noticed during that time I had a lot of fluctuation of I was farting a lot. Okay, I had a lot of gas, if you know the word I was trying to say, fluctuation or something like that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I had a gas like you wouldn't believe. I'm talking about farting all night long. And during that time, I didn't understand what was going on, but my body was going in there and cleaning out my intestines, and it was just burning away all of that old fuel, as I'm going to call it. more like fossil fuels, if you know what I mean, especially from the smell. Thank you to my ex during that time that was there with me, and she got to see a lot of that. Not only see a lot, but smell a lot of it. So I did tell her that one day we need to sit down and make a video discussing those times when I was just embarking on being vegan and stop eating meat and dairy and fasting. During that time, I lost 100 pounds in 10 and a half weeks. So that's another video I want to share about my weight loss journey. And also this time around, I lost 125 pounds because, of course, I got myself in a jam, which sent me to sit down for 9 months. Call myself running from the police, thinking, hey, it's two of us. The state troopers trying to pull over at once. You can only get one of us. I wasn't the lead car in the beginning, but ended up being the lead car after the fact. And he came and got me for fleeing. So I ended up sitting in jail for 9 months, which was a great thing. In the beginning, I didn't think it was a good thing that happened, but while everybody was out here fighting the COVID, I was sitting in jail and I was reading medical encyclopedia or something of that nature concerning fasting and health and wellness. And actually met Harvey Diamonds, read his Fit for Life 1. And I actually held that book from the entire time that I was in jail till I finally got out. I even ripped out some of those pages and mailed them home to myself, which I still have right now. And it's just incredible the knowledge that I gained while I was sitting in jail, thinking that, oh, wow, I got myself in a bunch of mess. But it just sent me on a different adventure, different journey, where I had to practice being more humble, dealing with people from all walks of life, and understanding that we are all interconnected. We all have, some of the same problems. We all deal with mental illness. We all deal with dis-ease and discomfort. And I just thank the universe for those experiences, because it's not experiences that I would per se, as people would say in their right mind, sign up for on the dotted line. Almost like an astronaut signing up to go to outer space, never been there before, don't know if the plane's going to make it or the spaceship's going to make it or not. But they go on blind faith and they sign up for that mission. I would have never signed up for this adventure. But since I went through it, I am so happy. And even with the journey of 25 days with no food, who in their right mind signs up for those kind of adventures? Do you have to be in your right mind to sign up for those adventures, or do you have to be out of your mind? I would say you have to be out of your mind, because once you step out of your mind is when you gain your senses. When you lose your mind, that's when you gain your senses. And then that's when you really start to experience and live and understand life a little bit better. It's in the insanity where you find sanity. And it's in the things that we know as being sane is where we find insanity. Part of that insanity would be the poisoning of people's food and their water supply just to make them sick in the name of controlling people, and not even just making money, but just to have control over people and influence and power over people. Because sick people, we don't always make the correct decisions in our life to be the best that we can be. And I say that to say that we all have a level of mental illness and sickness that we all need to embark on a journey of wellness and health, because your health is your wealth. Without your health, you can do nothing for yourself and you're no good to no one else. So that's why I made it my business to study health and nutrition from here until the end of my life here on this earth as I know it. I'm understanding we can live hundreds of years as long as we follow the laws of the universe, the universal laws. Don't go against nature. Don't go against God, which is yourself, because God is in everyone. He's in everything. There is nothing good or bad under the sun. Only our thinking that makes it so. And all of this was revealed to me during this 20-day adventure or journey that I've been on. Your thoughts are things. What you think, you become. You are what you eat. That is a very true statement. The more you put in your body, the less you become. The less you put in your mouth, the more you become. The more spiritual you become. And we are spiritual beings housed inside a physical body. And that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother video. But I had to throw that in there because it all goes hand in hand. Most of our entire life, we learn to take care of the outward man, the physical man, but we never go inward and look inside and see what the spiritual vessel, the spiritual being that's in this vessel, what it needs to be happy, to be whole, to be complete, to be fulfilled in this lifetime. So I'm going to get back to my journey. After 6 days, stopped pooping. By the 12th day, I had another bowel movement. By the 14th day, I was giving myself an enema, which I've never done before in my life, to help to see if there was any backed up poop in there that didn't want to come out. I got a turd about that big out. Yes, and I'm very proud of that because once he came out, that helped to unblock some more of my energies. And during that time when I was doing the enema, I was using my urine. Yes, aged urine, I'm learning works the best for a lot of different things. And I do save my urine. I try my best not to pee in a toilet because I understand more so about urine being medicine. Another video for another day, but that's going to keep coming up throughout this video because it was something that I used throughout my 25 days. There was another week or so afterwards where I did do another enema using my urine to cleanse out my intestines, okay, from the anal rectal perspective. So I'm becoming more and more familiar with my body and with myself. And I'm learning during this process and this time, you have to love yourself and know how to love yourself and take care of yourself to make yourself whole, make yourself well, and to get your body back into homeostasis or back into alignment, whatever you use, or whatever terminology, it's all the same stuff, okay? So I learned you have to have a complete practice. This is a way of life. You have to know how to channel your energies and ground your energies, especially as they increase. You have to know what to do with this energy because you don't want to drive yourself crazy by having all this energy and no way to direct it or to channel it. I would love to continue this video, but I need to be preparing to go to work tonight. So there will be another follow-up to this video tomorrow night and each successive night, therefore, until I can embark on writing out a journal, a book to kind of self-help guide to cleansing and detoxing yourself and to dispelling a lot of rumors and myths about fasting and about food and about the many paths to healing. So once again, I want to thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I like to make a call to action. I like to ask that if you like the information that is being shared here in this video, please subscribe and follow me to hear more. Not only that, like and share the video so that it can trigger the algorithm on YouTube, and this video can be played for more people to see it, and they can learn about themselves vicariously through watching these videos. Not only just me, but a lot of other people that put videos out about fasting and urine therapy and alternative ways to heal yourself other than going to doctors and being given medicines and poisons and whatever else to increase the madness in the world. And with that being said, I love myself, so therefore I can love you guys. Therefore I can risk whatever I'm risking, putting this out there. And I don't want to do no harm to me. I just want y'all to know that I'm divinely protected by the universe. So only thing I ask is that you send positive affirmations, positive love, positive, words of encouragement to keep me focused on this path and to keep on growing and to keep on sharing the information fearlessly, putting the truth out there, or at least this is my truth, because if you haven't experienced it yet, it can't be your truth until you embark on your own journey of healing and wellness. And with that being said, health is wealth. Eat to live. Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. That's a quote from Socrates. And it feels good to be alive. Quote by Ralph Smart, one of my mentors. I love the guy, infinitewaters.com. Go and check him out. Sadhguru from India. I love the man. Listening to a lot of his videos and his information has helped me to grow leaps and bounds over the course of the last few years. And Les Brown and a few more other inspirational and motivational speakers and teachers. Jake Ducey. There's a number of you guys out there that I hang out with, that I rock with, that I appreciate you guys for making the videos you make, and I'm going to work harder to produce more videos and encourage and motivate more people to embark on their journeys of healing and wellness, and just to uplift the vibration of the planet, and so we all can get well. It takes a village to raise us. We're all children. We're all babies in this knowledge. And learning about this planet, there's so much information and so much out there that we need to share with each other. And on that note, I love you. I love myself so I can love you guys, and I can send love your way. And I'm open to receive love back. And I thank you. I appreciate you guys. When you give out gratitude to the earth gives you more things to be grateful for. But when you're ungrateful, you will get more lessons, more things to be ungrateful for, which hopefully will tilt you in the other direction to just be grateful, so you can receive more things to be grateful for. On that note, namaste. I love me. So therefore, I can extend that love to you. I got to go to work, guys, or else I would just love to sit here and talk more and tell you more. But why y'all still here? I'm gone. Peace. I love y'all. I'll see you later. It's been great. Thank you. Namaste.